Have you ever looked at a t-shirt and wondered about its environmental impact? Well, a huge part of that story starts way before it's even a t-shirt. It begins with a hidden puzzle, and today we're going to solve it. When we think of fashion waste, we usually picture piles of old clothes. But a massive amount of waste happens in the factory, long before a garment ever even hits a store shelf. I want you to imagine you're baking cookies. You've got one big sheet of dough, and you want to get as many cookies out of it as possible, right? Every single placement of that cookie cutter matters. And that is the exact challenge here. It's a critical process that happens completely behind the scenes, but it has a huge effect on everything from the final price to the sustainability of our clothes. Okay, so let's really dig in here. Just how big is this problem? Let's take a look at the scale of this hidden waste that the fashion industry is constantly grappling with. Now, we're not talking about leftover rolls of fabric. We're talking about all the little empty spaces, the negative space, between the pattern pieces that become your shirt, your pants, your jacket. All those tiny, odd-shaped gaps add up, and they add up to a massive amount of waste. This drives up costs for everyone, all the way down the line. So, how do you even begin to solve a problem this big? Well, the industry uses a surprisingly simple yet absolutely brilliant solution, a master plan. And this master plan is called a marker. You can think of it like the ultimate blueprint. It's this incredibly detailed map that shows the cutters exactly, and I mean exactly, where to place every single pattern piece on a giant stack of fabric. It's the ultimate guide for cutting, making sure nothing is left up to chance. And the success of this whole thing? It's judged by one single crucial metric, marker efficiency. It's just a percentage that tells you how much of that fabric is actually going into the clothes. The goal is always to get that percentage as high as possible, because a higher percentage means less waste and, you guessed it, lower costs. So what's the secret sauce here? What does it take to create a marker with the highest possible efficiency? In theory, the goal is simple. It's basically a high-stakes game of Tetris. You just want to fit all the pattern pieces together with as little empty space as you can possibly manage. But, as you can probably imagine, in the real world, it is never that simple. And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at all these variables that turn this simple idea into such a complex puzzle. The skill of the planner makes a huge difference, for sure, but so does the fabric itself. A solid color fabric? Pretty straightforward. But what if you're working with stripes or plaid? Suddenly, the puzzle gets exponentially harder, and that means more potential for waste and a higher cost for that striped shirt you love. For decades, this whole process was this painstaking manual craft. But today, as with so many things, technology has completely changed the game. I mean, for the longest time, marker making was a true art form. It required a planner to physically get down on the floor and move pattern pieces around on this giant sheet of paper. But now, technology has brought in a powerful new player, the computer. And it can run thousands, even millions of combinations in seconds to find the absolute best fit. So, which way is better? Well, it kind of depends. That old-school manual approach you see on the left is still great for small-scale production, maybe for independent designers. But for the big brands, the computerized method on the right is an absolute game changer. It's way faster, way more efficient, and creates a lot less waste. The only catch? It's a huge investment, and you need highly skilled people to operate it. So, with all this powerful software, you might be thinking, why isn't every marker like nearly 100% efficient by now? Great question. Because in the real world, getting to that perfect 100% efficiency is, well, it's pretty much impossible. And that's because planners, whether they're human or a computer algorithm, have to follow a really strict set of non-negotiable rules. And these rules always prioritize the quality of the final garment over pure fabric savings. Yet these rules are absolutely non-negotiable. Take the grain line, that's the direction of the threads in the fabric. If you cut against the grain, the garment just won't hang or stretch correctly. It'll get all twisted and lose its shape. And of course, you can't have the stripes on a shirt pocket going in a different direction from the stripes on the body, right? These are the details that make a piece of clothing actually look and feel right, and they will always be more important than saving a few inches of fabric. So here's the crucial takeaway. Every single marker is a delicate compromise. It's this constant balancing act between the ideal of zero waste and the very practical demands of making a high-quality piece of clothing that we'll actually want to wear. So the next time you're out shopping and you look at a price tag, just remember this hidden puzzle. Remember the game of Tetris that had to be played, the price you pay, and the impact that garment has on the planet, it all comes down to a puzzle that was solved long before you ever even saw it. It's a pretty powerful reminder that in fashion, every single little piece truly matters.